Hello everyone, my name is Taylor.
And I am Ray. It feels really weird getting back into the swing of this, yes.
We've been away for so long, I'm not even really sure what our MO's supposed to be. Like, what are we doing?
I know. Doesn't really matter anymore. I mean, we were gonna try and do another thing earlier, like last week, but then we got to it late, and then we had to draw the thumbnail to represent whatever we talked about, because we don't know what we're gonna talk about before we sit down.
Yeah, this lack of planning thing, I'm sure, is a huge appeal for our audiences.
Man, plans are overrated. I looked up the news to see if anything was going on for us to talk about, though, and we got, like, plane crashes.
Yep, that's a funny topic.
There's a education scandal. Someone, like, paid a lot of money for college, yes. Yeah, but like, in an illegal way.
Yeah, as opposed to the usual extortion.
I mean, that's funny, isn't it? You know, like, it's okay to be ripped off, but it's not okay to pay way more money than you're supposed to get something that you want.
Well, as far as the story goes, I guess they just gave money to the college incorrectly because it was bribery. I mean, had they donated to get an extra wing onto the school, it would have been fine.
Yeah, because officially that doesn't mean that they're guaranteed a spot in the school, but I think when you exchange the money for a guaranteed spot, that's when it's illegal?
Yeah, I don't know. You were the one who presumably read the articles, right, Ray?
Well, read is a really strong word. I kind of skimmed over the headlines and looked a little into it.
Good, yes. This is the modern way people approach the news.
You know, we don't know what happened, but let's just share our opinion because, you know, YouTube. I mean, it's YouTube. I guess this does kind of ruin the discussion, like we can't even phrase it as a story, because I don't know the names of the people involved.
Let's say Sheila.
Okay, yeah, let's say Sheila. But honestly, I'm done with the topic, so we've established Sheila screwed up and bribed the schools, got arrested or something. Done. Yeah. Yeah, good news coverage, guys. Good job, all around.
Gosh, dang it, Sheila.
You whore.
So that leaves, well, the plane crash.
Yeah, and that's not funny, but it is terrifying, oh my god.
Is that kind of your summation on that one?
Yes, horrifying.
Alright, so we've got the rest of the video to fill.
I mean, I got a little bit more to say about the plane crash, but mostly it's just sitting here thinking about, like, I mean, when you're crashing in a plane, you have so much time to think about it, because it takes a while to fall. You know, I don't know if you guys remember this, but like a while ago, Donald Trump was bragging about how since he became president, there was no plane crashes, yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was doing that, and now Canada says they don't trust the FAA. Like, when you think, if Canada says that...
They're notoriously one of the politest nations in the world.
Yeah, so if Canada's like, I don't know, I'm just not sure we can trust the FFA anymore, is that not kind of a jab? The FFA calls up Canada and is like, hey guys, we've got this safety data here, yes.
Canada's all like, oh... Yeah, you know, I don't know, I think...
What's the matter? It's good safety data, yes.
Yeah, well, we were just thinking that we would do our own safety checks.
But I spent all afternoon on these, yes.
Yeah, no, I mean, they're really good safety checks. It's just, I really promise some of my own people we do our own.
Canada trying to weasel their way out of telling a regulatory agency they don't trust it anymore.
Well, if we're going to talk seriously about regulation, we actually can go into some stuff. Specifically in the US, there's a real problem right now, or at least these days, with what they call regulatory capture.
Man, is this gonna get heavy and upset people?
I mean, like, I don't know. I'm not going to blame anyone in particular. I'm just going to say that there's this deal, sort of this paradox of experts that you get into now.
Are you about to use the word paradox incorrectly, yes?
No?
No.
Well, maybe.
I know it.
But anyway, though, the idea is that if you want a regulatory agency, you would want it to be staffed by experts, people with tons of experience in the field. But where do you find people who are experienced? Well, you go to the industry. So if you want to regulate chemistry, then you take a guy from DuPont and you have him regulate industry because DuPont's a major chemical people.
Please, Taylor, the politically correct term is chemical persons.
Shut up, I couldn't think of the word. And anyway, the point that I'm getting at, though, is that this used to be not such a big deal until all these companies started to merge, and so now you have just a couple of oligopolies, or maybe even monopolies in some cases. And so if you hire from one of these oligopolies or these monopolies, then you're looking at a former DuPont employee to regulate basically DuPont and maybe one other major company. And unfortunately, you find that a lot of oligopolies exhibit the same practices because they're profitable and competitive, so they can't really crack down very much.
So what you're saying is that Because these were Boeing planes, so the Boeing company employees are the guys that are hired in the FFA.
I mean, I don't know, I haven't really looked into it, but if there's a problem with regulatory capture, then yeah, probably there's former Boeing employees working at the FAA, and that means that they trust the Boeing system. And unfortunately, it's really hard to do anything about regulatory capture if you're only going to have a couple of companies that have any real influence, and you're always just going to be hiring from them. Because realistically, where else are you going to find your experts?
Oh, I know this one. The conversation topics loop back around.
You're going to say from college.
Yes, from college.
Right, where they're paying people bribes to be accepted into the colleges.
Yes, that's what it is. They get their experts from college.
Well, you know, most college professors don't have that much industry experience, and for whatever reason, I feel like a lot of colleges, for some reason, kind of frown on industry experience.
It's because once you're starting to do practical science, you're not theoretical science anymore, yes. Mr. Hoity-toity practical pants.
Well, I mean, maybe it has to do with the whole, capture thing. If you come in from Boeing into aerospace research, then you're biased towards Boeing.
Do colleges really get bent out of shape about bias? I mean...
Yeah, the U.S. education system doesn't feel like it's super insulated from corruption, does it?
Well, I mean... Where isn't? Yes. I don't know, Finland. No, I think if everything's gonna be corrupt anyway, you may as well just go in for it, yes.
You mean, embrace the corruption?
Yeah, just rob a bank and then take that money and give it to the college so you can go to Harvard, so you can rob banks legally, yes. Well, if you gotta illegally rob a bank to rob them legally later with the proper credentials, doesn't that kinda... Look. The important thing is just breaking into the system, yes. Well, I mean, that really is the catch, isn't it? There's no safe way into this system. Well, that's why you gotta rob the bank, yes. You gotta take that risk, you gotta break in, or otherwise you're on the outside, looking in, wondering how you make the money, yes. Or we could just move to Finland.
They probably don't want you, Ray. I hear that everybody in Finland is super antisocial and never makes eye contact, so they're not really, looking for a larger population.
Well, I mean, there's also, Denmark, if you're cool with, your grandpa's racism. Or you could do Sweden, where your country looks like a penis, yes. I mean, this is the price you pay for universal health care.
Well, by that logic, how come Florida doesn't have universal health care?
Because they already spent all their budget on Florida, man, you know?
On Florida, man, yes.
Yeah, I think that every country, it's gotta be like a character sheet, they have so many stat points that they can allocate, and Florida was like, I could invest into the universal health care feat, or I could have Florida Man.
I mean, what's your theory on that? Were they thinking tourist attraction, weird criminal?
Yeah, that and alligators, man. Sweltering summer heat. Disneyland, yes. Yeah, and cruise line. Florida already spent all their coolness points. So now they're just like a suboptimal character build, but they've been going on for so many levels, if they tried to multiclass, it would just bring them down.
So your unified civic theory is that all countries...
And some states
are basically characters from Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, and this may seem a little bit late in the game, but when Florida reaches level 14, they get the Raise Dead ability. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
What level are they now?
Level 6.
What abilities do they get at level 6?
+3 to hit, and +3 proficiency, also 26 HP.
If this is all a reference to something...
I mean, not really, it's like basic D&D mechanics, kinda.
I was gonna say that no one's gonna get it.
Nerds will. Nerds will also be angry because I think 26 HP at level 6 is kinda poor. Is that +26 in one sitting or 26 total? Yes. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I also know that in the Civilization games, they used to rate your unique building by... Never mind. In other nerd news, though, I hear that Dwarf Fortress recently released on Steam, and that they have a tile set for it, so it's a lot easier to see what's going on, which is kinda cool.
Oh yeah? You thinking about checking that out?
I mean, maybe. I had a bunch of stuff recorded for Starbound, and looking over it though, most of it's really boring, there's nothing going on, so I kinda threw most of it away, and this is sort of the last of our footage.
Okay, so are we gonna play Dwarf Fortress for a while?
I don't know. I'd have to relearn Dwarf Fortress. It's been so long since I played it, I don't remember any of the key combinations anymore. It's probably not that exciting to watch anyway, yes. Well, You know, it can be. The game has a lot of curveballs in it, but if you know what you're doing, yeah, it's pretty dull.
We may as well play City Skylines.
Everybody watch with bated breath as we make this diverging diamond freeway on-ramp.
I mean, anything could be fun if you really go through the trouble to make the Let's Play interactive and stuff.
Yeah, but then we gotta spend all week doing it and editing and everything, and no one's gonna see it anyway.
Well, like, 1,000 people will see it.
I mean, in theory, it's more like 600, I guess, because most of the viewers on YouTube are bots.
Still, that's more people than you know personally.
I mean, yeah, but is it like creating a story from City Skylines worthy a number of people?
I mean, I don't know. How many people do you think it would take, viewers-wise, to motivate you to make a story out of City Skylines?
For those of you at home, City Skylines is basically like SimCity. It's, the real object of the game is to make a city with decent traffic. It's impossible.
How would we make a story out of that? Yes.
I don't know, Diaries of the Mayor? I mean, as far as, like, Let's Plays that do that, you know, Channel Goldvision does exactly that kind of thing.
His channel has, like, no viewership, yes.
No, I mean, it really doesn't, but he's really great, though. Love his work.
Well, Ray, of course you gotta do this stuff, because, I mean, like, the thing about Channel Goldvision is doesn't he give you the impression that he does it as much for him and his viewers as he is for anything else?
Yes, but I am 1,000 times more materialistic than that, and I want palpable results and rewards for my efforts.
Well, appreciate the spiritual rewards, Ray.
No, not unless the spirits are gonna like and upvote and share my videos. I need emotional validation in the form of actual emotional validation. Thank you.
Yeah, you can get Zen validation from yogurt, yes.
Yeah, you just be sitting around, you have a yogurt, and you're like, this yogurt made me feel good.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, because aside from this, you're not gonna get YouTube famous.
You're not gonna get YouTube famous. Shut up. You know what, it doesn't matter. YouTube is emptier than my wallet.
Right, so we come back to that whole self-validation thing again. That's all you can do it for.
Okay, you know what? Fine, Taylor, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do some kind of City Skyline narrative.
Can your computer even handle that? Yes.
I don't know. Can it handle recording and playing at the same time? I don't know.
Do you have enough RAMs?
I'm not sure what the bottleneck's gonna be, but definitely the game will start to slow down at some point.
Well, we'll stop our narrative Let's Play before then.
I mean, you know, if we do this, I don't know when the video's gonna come out or when the next one's gonna be.
That's fine, Ray. It took you this long to make more videos, so...
I mean, it's not fine, but...
No, it's fine, it's fine. It's good you're thinking about it, at least.
I mean, we could be embarking on a thing where I said I'd do this, and then I'll get started, and I'll realize this is the dumbest idea, and I'll never get out.
Well, that's okay. If that happens, we'll just talk over it like we do with this video, yes.
Alright. You guys promise that I can punk out at any minute and not actually succeed?
Yes, Ray. You can always do that. We believe in you.
Now, I personally am kind of pissed we spent all those hours building those homes and all that other crap for Starbound, and you just erased all of it.
I mean, we had fun, right? You and me. It was really boring to watch.
We went through the trouble. Everyone can be bored, yes.
I mean, it's supposed to be an entertaining video. You can't just do that.
Just talk over it, Ray. We would have weeks of material, yes.
I mean, not material where we could tell anyone what was going on. I mean, we haven't even really addressed what's going on with this video. We're in another dungeon.
Yes, and?
And, I think it's the best dungeon in frackin' universe. So... there you guys go. You actually don't need to see hardly anything else.
In the brief time since you've decided you were gonna do this, have you figured out what you're gonna do?
I don't know. What if we do... You know what? I saw this thing on Netflix recently, and I can only just barely remember the name, but I think it's called the Killian Frequency, or the Krillian Frequency.
Oh yeah, that was being recommended for like a week.
Yeah, but it was like these horror radio casts, and it's really short. I was disappointed. I was just starting to get into it, and it went away. But the idea is that people call into this radio station, and this guy solves their occulty problem.
So it's gonna be like a horror thing?
No. It'll be the same kind of deal. People call in with stuff that they want fixed, but, not scary.
Oh, so it's gonna be like those Mike and Lou radio podcasts, yes.
Yeah. For anyone in the world that saw those, yes, we did, like some podcasts for Fallout 4 for somebody's mod, and they were like a knock on Car Talk. I really like Car Talk.
Yeah, it could work, I guess.
Yeah, but it's gonna feature less of us, you know, as personalities, and more like radio stuff.
Well, Ray, if this is the price that you pay to get something that you want.
For spiritual yogurt?
Yes, Ray, if this is how you get your spiritual yogurt, then I say go at it full steam.
But also be ready to give up in case it gets too hard, right? You promised.
Yes, also that.
Good, because quitting and or failure or both is what I'm all about, you know.
Yeah, sadly, because I'm sad for you every day about this, I'm well aware.
But also trying.
Yeah, it's probably the part that makes it the saddest.
I'm a little excited about this, but also concerned because I don't actually have any ideas. I'm just doing it because we decided. Well, why did you talk me into this?
I mean, I haven't talked you into anything yet. You haven't even decided how you're gonna set this up.
Okay, well, there's gotta be like a jingle, and there's gotta be some Foley and stuff, and we gotta figure out who's gonna do the radio voice. Who's gonna be on the radio? Me, I don't have a voice for radio.
I mean, maybe. Do you think you could, I don't know, throw your pitch down a little bit or something?
No? Maybe, I don't know. I'll try. I'll practice. Anyway, I hope that everyone enjoyed our video. Stay tuned, because next time we're either gonna do something completely different or the exact same thing, and we don't know when it's gonna come. We don't know what we're gonna do or what we're doing, but please send us your money on Patreon so that we can eat lunch and stuff. And otherwise, you guys have a great day.